Are you my dad? I'm not paying child support, so no, I'm not your dad. What is up, my fellow Cheebits? Hopefully all of you are having a very, very good day. So as always, I'm here to bring all of you the weekly Cheebit questions. Now, at the time you guys see this video, it might probably be early Saturday morning, because it's been running a little bit late today, and I just believe that many of you probably will not be seeing it until later on, late tonight or so forgive me on that. But anyways, though, how's everybody's week been? How have you been doing? Has your week been good? Has it been bad? I mean, let me know how it's been for this past week in the comments below. And hopefully all of you guys are staying healthy. Hopefully all of you guys are studying. And hopefully all of you guys are, having a good time at, school, work, wherever you may be. I do wish you guys a very great time. And so, as always, I'm here to answer a couple of questions, so let us begin. Favorite weapon type in Monster Hunter so far? I'd probably have to say the hammer. I really like the hammer. I mean, at first I was an insect glaive user, but after playing with the hammer for a little bit, as soon as I hit like hard mode, I really fell in love with it. I don't know, I just like the sheer force and power of the hammer, and some of the combos just feel so nice when you're like rolling in the air and you just slam down on a monster. It feels wonderful. So I'd say my favorite weapon type in Monster Hunter would easily be the hammer right now, but I do like the insect glaive. I like the, the hammer because just the power behind it. Do you feel like a new man now that you've done the Devilman run? I know my legs felt like a new man when they were sore and aching after that, and my back too, the way I was bending down, but besides that, yeah, I feel like a new man. How many hours do you spend playing Monster Hunter World a day? Or are you one of those people who doesn't realize how long they've been playing because of how great the game is? Also, what weapon are you using at the moment? Okay, so I've already answered the weapon thing, so I want to skip over that one. How many hours do I play a day? Well, I haven't played it for the past, 2 or 3 days now. I've been a little bit busy with, videos and, personal matters. But, besides that, though, I don't really know. I don't really know how much I have played it a day. I would say I've played it a lot. I lose track of time, honestly, when I'm playing. So, I would say, yeah, I just don't realize how long I played until I actually look at it. When I'm logging in, it says how many hours I played. What do you think of this Umu pick? I'd smash. When are we getting live reactions for One Piece chapters? Well, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if I will ever do live reactions for One Piece. I've done some in the past, but I do just love discussing the chapters. I don't know if I will ever do live reactions to make it a permanent thing. It just really depends on how you all feel about that one. But for now, though, that's not really in the foreseeable future. Who do you think is stronger, Katakuri or Jack? Have a nice day. Let's see, Jack is very durable. As we know, Jack is extremely durable, as we saw from, the series. He survived, Zoe. What Zoe did to him and all that, he survived that. He's tanked a lot of damage, so Jack is durable. He is definitely powerful. But at the same time, though, Inu and Neko both stated that they would probably be able to beat Jack if they were able to go into their Sulong form. So, I don't know. I mean, Katakuri is pretty strong, too. I don't think he probably would be stronger than Neko or Inu as well, because of how they are. I don't really know. I mean, looking at their level, Katakuri obviously is like the right-hand man of Big Mom, and Jack is, the right-hand man of Kaido, and they both have their own things, like, their strengths and stuff. I would say in terms of durability-wise, Jack could probably be a lot higher. But, stronger-wise? I mean, Katakuri, from what he's shown with his ability to have observation hockey, I'd probably say he'd be stronger than Jack, unless Jack has some crazy, hockey that we haven't seen. That's the only reason I would say that. So, at this time, I would say, after what we've seen from Katakuri and Jack, I would say Katakuri is probably stronger than Jack. Or maybe on a similar level, but maybe slightly stronger just because of his observation hockey. But, Jack, though, I think he's more durable. Trap or Lolly? Oh, that's an easy question. Trap. Or Hello Chibi. Don't know if you have answered this question yet, but if The Promised Neverland got animated, what studio do you think would do it justice? I I've always thought that Studio Bones or maybe Shaft would probably be the best studios for The Promised Neverland. Now, hear me out, okay? Studio Bones for obvious reasons. I think Studio Bones would do a very good job with The Promised Neverland. I mean, they do some quality work with their shows. I mean, let's look at, Boku no Hero Academia. Madhouse would be pretty good, too. I feel like they would be a good fit for The Promised Neverland and stuff if they pulled in the team from Hunter x Hunter days. But Shaft, though, I think would be a very interesting take on The Promised Neverland, and the reason for that is because Shaft is known for their psychedelic-looking palettes and, the way they do things with their shows. I feel like they would do something like The Promised Neverland justice. I don't know, just because of the way the themes of it are. I feel like Studio Shaft would do a great job. Those are the 3 studios I think I would love to see animate The Promised Neverland. Greetings, Chibi from Greece. Do you still read Kingdom? Yep, I still read Kingdom every so often. I'm not up to date with it, but I do read it every so often and catch back up. Why don't you read Black Clover manga? Well, I don't read it because I couldn't get into it. I didn't like it for its cliches and stuff, and I just nope, I just can't, because there's just much better out there that interests me personally, so that's why I've never read the Black Clover manga further than I did. What do you think of YouTube-chan? Family-friendly content. Demonetized. I'll pretend to listen to your problems. YouTube-chan. That's very accurate. I think that is very accurate. The only thing that is missing from this is, that, obnoxious rich girl laugh from an anime. What's best hentai of 2017? My dude, you act like I remember the names of the hentai I watch. If you're talking about tags and genre, that's a separate entire subject. But remembering titles, what would your response be if Zero2 came up to you and asked/whispered in your ear if you'd be her darling? Would you decline or accept her wishes? Oh, instantly I would say yes, and I would say, let me get into Zero2. Have you ever thought about getting a perm? Oh my, that profile picture you have there. That's SpongeBob, and I'm gonna have to censor that. But have I ever thought about getting a perm? No. Hey, Chibi, which One Piece character can you really relate yourself to? Also, enjoy this funny yet cute gif while answering. Haha. I guess I can really relate with Usopp. I don't know, just Usopp feels like out of the entire crew, like the Straw Hat crew, he feels like the most human. I mean, he is technically like the most human, but it's just the way his actions are, how he acts and stuff in the world of One Piece. I feel like he is the most relatable because what he has to overcome and what he always has to face is something very real. Because if we were to go into One Piece, we'd be probably at a similar way as Usopp. Like, we would not have monstrous strength like Luffy, Sanji, Zoro, or anyone else. You would have to use your skills and assets to be able to win, and that's what Usopp does. And so, I would say a character that I can relate myself to would definitely be Usopp. Who do you ship Gintoki with, Sachan or Tsukio? That's an easy one. Tsukio, I've always liked her over Sachan. I mean, I like Sachan, don't get me wrong, but Tsukio is bae. She bae. Do you think that the Monster Trio are going to get power-ups for the Wano arc? Define Monster Trio, because, I mean, you can't really consider Sanji a part of the Monster Trio anymore. I mean, when you think about it, unless you're thinking of other things. Because, like, the old days, Monster Trio was Luffy, Zoro, and Sanji. But with the introduction of Jinbei basically joining the crew and all of that, you can't really consider Sanji a part of the Monster Trio if you're still counting Luffy. Because you have Luffy, Zoro, and then Jinbei. Because Jinbei he's ridiculous. He's strong. Really, really strong. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying Sanji's weak. I'm just saying, in terms of Jinbei and Zoro and what we've seen from Luffy and everything, just like, I don't think Sanji's a part of the Monster Trio. Now, if we're stating that Luffy is no longer a part of the Monster Trio, like he's his own separate entity, like separated from the Monster Trio, and you're now, having Jinbei, Zoro, and Sanji as the Monster Trio, that's another thing. But I'm going to assume, from your perspective, you're talking about the Monster Trio as in Luffy, Zoro, and Sanji, okay? So I want to humor you about that, okay? I'm just going to humor you for that question. Will they get a power-up? Obviously, Luffy's getting a power-up. I mean, look, he's fighting Katakuri right now. Zoro is probably going to get his power-up in the Wano Kingdom, since it's going to be like a Zoro-themed arc. And Sanji's probably going to get his power-up going on in this arc. I mean, he's basically getting his power-up with all the details we've gotten on him. So, yeah, I do believe all of them will be getting their power-ups for the Wano arc. Now, if you're factoring in Jinbei, I don't know if Jinbei needs a power-up, because he's really strong already as is. Recite the Oath of the Night's Watch. Boy. You think I am going to remember such a long oath, and you think I want to recite an oath that tells me that I can't love or be with a woman? I've been missing this for a while now, but no more. Lol. What do you envision for the final fight of Berserk? And if you finish Devilman Crybaby, has that ending changed your thoughts of how Berserk may end? I have not finished Devilman Crybaby. I know, I need to finish it. I haven't put up a video recently. I've just been busy. But, what do I envision for the final fight of Berserk? Oh, I sense Guts and Griffith dying. I sense both of them just dying on the battlefield, fighting each other and both dying. That's what I sense happening. Who is the lucky waifu you and your left hand will be spending Valentine's Day with this year? Who wins in a 2v2? Escanor Meliodas versus All Might Full Power and Endeavor, or All Might and All for One? Ooh. Escanor and Meliodas, from what we've seen from their feats, I would say they're above. I'm sorry to say this, don't get me wrong, okay? Some of what I'm about to say might be a little bit spoilerish, so if you don't want to be spoiled, I do recommend you to skip this segment, I'm just gonna say. But, I mean, from what we've seen from Escanor and Meliodas' feats, they are above All Might's and definitely Endeavor's. All for One, we've seen more from Escanor and Meliodas, but All for One has a lot of potential to be insane, too. But, I mean, from feat-wise and power scaling and destructive capabilities, we have seen a lot more from Escanor and Meliodas. And so, from what I know, I would assume those two would win in a fight against All Might and Endeavor. However, if you were to cross out Endeavor for All for One, if somehow, you know, All Might and All for One were to work together, that's a different story. I do believe All Might would put up a good fight, but I believe the true deciding factor a part of the team would be All for One, since he has the ability to steal quirks. And if we're going by the logic that maybe the powers that Meliodas and Escanor have is a quirk, then that would mean that he would be able to steal their abilities, and that would just be broken. But let's just say he can, okay? Let's just go on the assumption he can't steal their abilities, okay? Let's just say he can't steal Escanor's or Meliodas' ability, okay? Would he still stand a chance? Well, in a lot of ways, I do think that All for One could, because the man is basically nigh immortal. He has so many abilities at his disposal that it's just absolutely ridiculous. So I do believe that in terms of just fighting-wise, All for One would definitely do a lot of damage.
No, that's a lot of damage!
But in the end, I do believe Escanor and Meliodas would win. But, yeah, All Might's incredibly powerful. Oh, wait, I just realized you said full power All Might. Ooh. That brings up a whole new subject. I just realized you said All Might Full Power. Still, we've seen so much more from Escanor and Meliodas. If they were both at their prime, okay? Let's just put All Might and All for One at their prime, okay? Let's just assume they're in prime state. It would be a close fight. I do believe it would be a close fight. But Meliodas and Escanor are just too OP with their abilities, and Escanor's one mode, is just too broken. So I do not believe that they would probably win. I just believe Escanor and Meliodas would come on top. Worst hangover you've ever had, and what are your remedies? I don't really get hangovers much, but when I did get a hangover, usually what I do is I just sleep it off. I literally just lay in bed and I just sleep it off like a bad hangover. That's usually my remedy to it. Do you put a clean pair of underwear on every day? I'm surprised it took this long for a question like this to ever get asked. I really am. I'm very surprised. I've seen so many weird questions while doing this video series for a long time. You would just think something like this would have been asked already. But, see, I wear boxers, not those tighty-whities. So, yeah. So, if we're saying underwear, like, you know, tighty-whitey underwear, no, I don't. But if we're talking about boxers, then yes, I put on a clean pair every single day. Did you see the link of the Tokyo Ghoul Re-anime interview that I sent you? It practically confirms that the anime will follow the manga because the scriptwriter for the anime said that he respects the original source, and they are not adding anything extra. Ishida is also happy, ? I have not seen the article, I'm gonna admit that. However, from what you're saying here, I am happy to hear that, but even then, I'm not gonna, you know, get too excited, because, look, Ishida wrote a lot of scripts for Tokyo Ghoul Route A, and they shafted him hard, okay? They shafted him hard. So I'm not gonna get my hopes up for whatever they're saying right now until I see it animated. That's just me. It makes me happy to hear that, but seeing is believing. That's basically what I want to come to. Imagine Zero Two and 2B's outfit. Oh my god, that's on a whole new level of Bay. How do you rate Darling in the Franxx manga lewdness out of 10? Well, it's not hentai level, But it is by the offer of To Love Ru, and they're known for their quality, or he's known for his quality. So I would say in terms of just manga lewdness without dojins, you know, all that, I'd say it's up there. I'd say 9 or 10 out of 10. It's definitely up there. Overall opinion on Bleach's last arc, and how many Bleach volumes do you own, and which one is your favorite? Okay, overall opinion on Bleach's last arc, I didn't like it. I did not like Bleach's last arc, because it was incredibly rushed, Kubo got rushed, and it just, like, there's just too many things left unanswered, and it felt like, what was the point? Because nothing you really came into the series for was answered at all because of how rushed it was in the final arc. So, I'd say last arc overall, trash. It was a very trash final arc. How many volumes of Bleach own? Only 1 volume, and I don't really have a favorite volume of Bleach. Can you ask me a question? I just did. Hello, Chibi. Hope you are having a great day. Name any 5 manga you are currently reading you would love to see get anime adaptations. Okay, manga I'm reading. Kingdom, obviously, #1 thing that needs a good anime. Like, I know it already has an anime, but I want a good anime adaptation, okay? The Promised Neverland, obvious reasons. I know this ain't necessarily a manga, it's more of like a webtoon, but I would love to see Tower of God turned into an anime, and I would love to see Brawl and Go turned into, well, I guess that wouldn't really be made into anime. I'd like to see it turned into a hentai. And then, I would love to see, what else would I love to see turned into an anime? Oyasumi Pun Pun. That's what I would like to see turned into an anime. Do you ever think about taking a week vacation for making videos? It has crossed my mind. It has sometimes. However, this is the thing. It comes down to my personal problem, is that if I was to take a break, I get upset with myself, because I just have this worker's mentality to where I need to be doing something. I need to always be busy, or I feel guilty about it. That's just how I am. And, like, I feel guilty, incredibly guilty, when I don't upload early and all that. And I know these videos are going to be late, but it always makes me feel guilty not having a video up daily. And so, I mean, I thought about it. It's not something I can logically do just because of how my personality is. I'm just a workaholic, and I just can't stop myself. So, it's probably not going to happen anytime soon. What state would you want to live in based strictly on climate? Alaska. I've always liked Alaska. I like colder weather. Yes, I know I complain about it a lot. Just my house is trash for cold weather, but I've always loved colder climates, so I would say Alaska. What was the storyline that intrigued you the most in Game of Thrones, my boy Chibi? Probably Jon Snow's storyline. I was always interested in his storyline to see where it's going to go and see if he would ever be, like, recognized or how good he really is as a person. So, yeah, Jon Snow's. Who is the strongest in One Piece? Your opinion. Currently living or dead? That's the question, because you didn't, give me any details on that. So, I'm going to assume your current strongest, because, characters that are alive. Because if we're going on characters that were also dead, then obviously it would be Gold Roger that would be the strongest. So, that'd be too easy of a question. So, strongest of the characters currently living to this day. I would have to say it's either Shanks or Dragon are easily one of the strongest characters alive right now. That's the 2 characters that come to mind. Now, Blackbeard is debatable. He's just a big, question mark as a character. But I would say Shanks or Dragon is definitely the strongest in One Piece at this current time from the information we know. Your thoughts on this? I think I found my thumbnail. Chibi, what's your thoughts on this? Looks like her tongue got twisted. Go ahead and dislike this video.